Colin and Brad at the Honeywell Center Friday night at 7:30. Colin Mochrie, Brad Sherwood. Colin Mochrie is on the phone. He was in Whose Line Is It Anyway? Appeared in every episode from 1998 through 2006. How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for talking to us. This is a real treat. And I got to tell you, just right off the bat, for one of us in here, when one of us in here especially found out about this.
Yes, one of us was quite excited. Very excited. Quite excited.
We were all excited, but one of us especially.
One of us, namely me, is a huge fan of, well, not only Whose Line, but of you in particular. Because,
well, thank you.
Well, you are, I have to say, not just because you're talking to us today, but you have a brilliant comedic mind because improv is not easy. And the fact that you can make everybody belly laugh is just amazing to me.
Yeah, we're pretty brilliant.
Yeah. And so humble.
We're very lucky that we get to do this. You know, the audience is such a big part of our show. You know, as opposed to going to see a stand-up, there's always sort of a little, the audience sitting there going, okay, you think you're funny? Prove it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
With us, they're giving us all our ideas, so there's a vested interest in that the scene goes well, and so we have a little more leeway to suck.
So the show's coming up Friday night at 7:30 at the Honeywell Center, and I just want to make sure people know that this is going to be this Friday night, and if you don't have your tickets yet, to make sure you get them. Well, tell us a little bit about the show. Is it basically Colin, a live version of like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, we like to say it's a live version of Whose Line without the tall guy and the black guy. A lot of games will be familiar to fans of the show. Then there's games that Brad and I have had to either develop or adapt because there's just the two of us. But it's even more interactive than a TV show. Every scene starts with a suggestion from the audience. We have audience members on stage with us. It's just crazy chaos.
I'm curious how you guys decide who you go out on the road with, because I've seen different groups from the show and from people with improv backgrounds touring together. How did you decide to go out with Brad?
We've been doing during the Whose Line with Drew. Every Super Bowl weekend, he'd take us to Vegas and we would do shows down there, and it was a lot of fun. But there was like 10 of us, so we didn't really get a lot of chance to be on stage. And Brad had mentioned, I'm thinking of maybe doing a two-man thing. You want to try it? So we did a 2-week sort of run to see how it would go, and that was like 18 years ago. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then Ryan doesn't really fly, so touring with him was difficult. But now he tours with Jeff Davis and Greg Proops. And then Wayne has a tour with Jonathan Mangum. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you do any prep since it's really improv? I mean, is there any prep other than just relaxing as much as you can before the show?
That is pretty much it. It's a sweet gig.
Yeah.
That's basically all my prep is going into making sure I'm as relaxed as possible, that I'm not thinking about anything, so I have nothing planned, and just plan to feed off the audience and Brad.
I feel like improv is pretty darn difficult. So is it better when you have someone up there, multiple people feeding off of each other and the ideas and the things that are going back and forth?
It depends. Usually, the more people you have, the more difficult it can be. I like 2 people because there's no chance that you will start talking over each other, which can happen in 3, 4, and 5-person scenes. But, I've been fortunate and I've worked with great improvisers all around the world, and it really shouldn't matter how many people are on stage. In a perfect world, we should be able to give everybody their focus.
Colin, on your show, on the ABC show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? You were on every episode from 1998 till its finale in 2006. And when you were finished taping, did you tell us a little bit about how that worked? Did you tape a few shows a day? Or when you were finished, could you only do one show a day?
The entire season was 2 weekends. So
wow.
Get out.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard to beat this gig. It really is. So we would shoot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'd shoot like 3 to 4 hours, like 22 games. And from each episode, they could get 3 to 4 shows. So it was fast and cheap.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've been married to your wife, Deborah, since 1989. And in that business, this is an absolute eternity. I'm a newlywed. What's your best advice?
Hydrate. It really helps. It's all the cliches. Listen to each other. When you come across little obstacles in your work, it sort of challenges you to think around it. A lot of people, when the challenges come up in relationships, they just sort of give up on it. But we have a lot of fun together. We laugh a lot. She has really worked hard at this relationship, and it's worked out well for her.
I love you, man. Thank you so much for calling us.
Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, Honeywell Center, Friday night, 7:30. Colin and Brad. Tickets are available right now. We've got a link on our website, ClassicHits1017.com. Get them today, and Colin, we'll see you Friday.
See you there.
Jim, Carrie, and Angie in the morning. Classic Hits 101.7.